Welcome back to SportLab. Chelsea have climbed into the Premier League's top four after a dramatic second-half turnaround against West Ham. With Graham Potter returning to Stamford Bridge for the first time since his sacking, it was a night of mixed emotions. Let's break it all down.
At half-time, Graham Potter was halfway to becoming the first former Chelsea manager to win back at Stamford Bridge. He ends with defeat, and here he is, the new West Ham manager.
Graham, when you were speaking to our studio before the game, you emphasised the importance that you wanted performance and results. Tonight you didn't get the result, but were you happy with the performance that your team gave?
Lots of aspects of it, yeah. And the spirit of the team was fantastic. Gave everything to the players. I thought it was relatively even in terms of chances in the game, but could have nicked something at the end with Mo. But in the end, we come away with nothing in terms of result, but performance, lots of things to be positive about.
How important was the start tonight? You seemed to come here, you silenced the crowd, you get the first goal. Was that very much in your game plan tonight, to keep this place quiet, to give you a chance?
Yeah, well, I think it was, and you look at the second half, they had to make some substitutions. The first goal was a bit of a turning point for us. We maybe thought it was a foul on Jarrod leading up to it, and sometimes you need those things to go your way. It wasn't to be. I think we'd have held on a little bit more, sensed the crowd getting a bit frustrated, and obviously Chelsea weren't overly happy with what they were doing because they made all the substitutions. So we were doing well, but we couldn't quite hang on, and like I said, we had a real big chance at the end to take a point.
Is it fair to say both goals you conceded had a touch of misfortune about them from your perspective?
Yeah, they're deflected. Certainly the second one's a deflection, but obviously we know he's got that quality as well. So no, we have to focus on what we did well. We have to focus on, like I said, the spirit of the performance. You can see the reaction of our supporters after the game. They appreciated the effort, they appreciated the togetherness of the team, and that's something we have to keep going with.
You also spoke before the game with the lads about the importance of the time you'd had on the training field, and they mentioned in commentary tonight there seemed to be more rigid West Ham, more defensive, more tighter, everybody knowing their jobs. Did you sense that was coming through as well?
Well, I think you've got to be here as well, because there's a lot of talent on the pitch. Like I said, not just the starting 11, but the substitutes as well. They can bring on a lot of talented players. But I thought the shape of the team was really, really good. The effort of the team was really good. The application of everything was really good. Like I said, you need a bit of luck. Like I said, we felt a little bit unfortunate with the first goal lead up to, but it wasn't to be. We have to accept their defeat and take the positives of them.
When the team come here and they sit back with line of 5-4-1, 10 players, 11 players behind the ball, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So you need to be mentally strong. You need to be patient, and then they score probably without shooting on goal. We had, I think, first half more than 10 shots, and so it's been mentally strong, but second half. With some change also, I think the game completely changed.
Yeah, the game did completely change. Was that down to something you did tactically, or was it the substitutions that changed it?
No, we both. First of all, the players that are the most important thing, and then we adjust also something tactically. But I think even in first half, I think we had 4 or 5 clear chances. Unfortunately, we missed the target, but overall, I think we completely deserved to win the game.
Yeah, that's a plus, isn't it, with his young squad and the timing of the West Ham goal just before half-time as well?
Yeah, it was big for him, and it must be lovely as well just to be able to turn around and look at your bench and see people like Neto and they're just waiting to come on. I mean, what a player he is. He must be scratching his head why he's not in the starting lineup as well. Certainly after today's performance, he'll be expected to next time. But no, it's a good job. It's a good result tonight, and onwards and upwards for Chelsea. I do feel as if they're good enough to sustain this and to finish in the top 4 this season.
Mark, given the run you'd been on, just one win in your previous 7 in the Premier League, how big is that tonight?
Yeah, I think very important. We need this win in front of our fans. I think we came for tough moments, but today the team showed his character. I think this win is very important. We win confidence, and I think we deserve these 3 points.
Pedro, Mark's mentioned character and confidence there. To come from behind, how much does that add to confidence at this moment?
Oh, I think it was really important, after the run, like you said, that we had. I think this shows the mentality of the team, the mentality that we are here to perform and to do our best. And it was really important for us, this victory coming from behind.
Mark, this is the youngest starting 11 in the Premier League. You've come in for some criticism of late, particularly when you've been in front and let leads slip. Do you think some of that's unfair on such a young team?
Well, I think we play in this big club. We need to win trophies. I think we need to believe in ourselves. I think doesn't matter the age. We need to show the character and we are mature and ready to win the games. I think today we need to suffer. We need to come back from the mistake in the first half. But today we show what these players have and what we can show every game.
Pedro, there's no doubting the quality here, but do you at times need to find the killer instinct?
I think, like you said, I think it's not about the killer instinct. In the Premier League, you cannot, like you said, in the games that we were winning 1-0 and we let them turn around. I think it was not about killing the games. Of course, you could kill the games, but as well, we have to learn that in the Premier League. Normally, you have 4 games winning 1-0, and that is the important stuff. We are a recent group, to be honest. We have lots of players coming in. So this year was the proof that we are here to do our job and to be consistent. This is the most important thing for us.
You got the equalising goal, and we saw an interesting celebration. Who were you directing that to? Was that the fans or the critics?
It's like Cuco says as well. We are for a big club, and it's what I say. People, we know that in the moment you are the best, and the other one you are the worst. So this is about working and be consistent. In this is what we are going to do.
Mark, other teams had faltered at the weekend. You grabbed the 3 points tonight and took the 4th place. How big a message was that you sent out to your rivals for that battle for the Champions League spots tonight?
Yeah, I think today we show that we are ready. I think we have the quality to stay in the top positions. I think today we came before from a tough moments and then we do a mistake and we start losing, but today we show we need to suffer. We play together like a team, like a family, and today I think we deserve, and it's very important for us.
Pedro, just finally, Mark's mentioned that you've suffered at times tonight and in previous games. The manager's talked about that, but he's talked about it in a positive way, that's the way you learn, get stronger and get better. Do you sense that's the direction you're now moving in?
Of course, it's the direction. I think even to win trophies, you have to suffer, you have to know how to suffer. So we are here to suffer, to do our best, and to take the most points that we can to be in the top place.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was Chelsea's second half turnaround, just their second win in 8 Premier League games and into the top 4 with 15 games to play. And given what Enzo Maresca walked into, Joe, at this stage of the season, would you have expected Chelsea to be in the top?
At the start of the season, I thought it was a real mess because you had 30 players and there was a lot of lads who needed to get out the door. There was a lot of uncertainty. Then Chelsea kept adding to the list. So I thought Enzo's going to be so difficult for him. And then we interviewed him early on in his reign and he was so calm about the process. He said, I'm going to pick my players. He said, who I think can do what I need them to do. And the ones that can't, they can leave. And he said it in such a way, so stern and so... but he believed it. I thought, I like you. And then I think he's managed the group brilliantly. There's some players who've gone out the door now this week where they've moved on. And I think he's just put like a bit of a steel into the side. I think there's still bumps in the road. Like it was 4 or 5 weeks ago, I thought Chelsea were in a title race because I've been watching them consistently and improvement. Then they had a 3-4 week spell where they didn't win a game. And in this league, you can't do that. You've got to be on it. So I'm impressed with him when I consider you have to take yourself back to what it was like in August. It looked incredibly mad, and he just settled the ship. Players have gone out the building again in January. The squad's gone shorter and smaller, but I think stronger. So I think top 4 is well within their grasp. I think it's something they should do with the amount of money they've spent. So I think he's doing a very, very good job, and I think Champions League would be par for the course for this club this year.
Shouldn't we forget as well that it's his first season managing in the Premier League, while sorting all this out and trying to get Chelsea into the top 4.
Yeah, I've been really impressed. I think he's done an incredible job. That was a real mess. Lots of good managers have come and gone. Lots of them couldn't sort out the mess, but as Joe said, very stern, a strict idea really of what he wants to do. And I think when you've got all of those players, the hardest thing that you can do is try to keep everybody happy. You've just got to say, right, these are going to be my 18 or whatever the number is. These might play in Europe, and these are ones I don't fancy at all. And it's hard on some, but that's what it needed. Chelsea just accumulated too many players. It was too difficult a job to manage the club, let alone be a player there. And I think he's done a really good job. Now, you can't expect to have that much of a mess and then to be a title challenger this year. I think if he gets top 4, that's a really, really solid start. And then they can build.
And I think also, he's not got complete control of what he would like. Because I think, judging by how he manages players, I think he'd like a bit of experience in that team. I think most managers, if you said, right, we're building the team that we want to achieve our goals, I think every football person would say, I need a bit of experience in my squad to help me.
It's the second youngest team in the Premier League in terms of starters.
It is, and I think that's a club policy. They've gone down this road of
haven't started a player 30 or older this season in the outfield.
Again, and I understand from a club policy, when you're thinking of it from a business perspective, you think you buy the best young players in the world from 18 to 22, you play them games, you develop them. You know, they're going to get better there. And whether they play for Chelsea and are there that become that player that takes you to the next level, or you sell them on, you're going to make money. But what I think they're missing the trick, and I think Enzo, if you asked him and he was honest, I think he'd say, I would like to have, maybe a slightly younger Thiago Silva, a Jordan Henderson, or someone, or a few players of that like, who've been there, done it, who can lead the group. Because them sort of players, when we was young players, them sort of players are the ones that show you the way. You learn just as much from them than you do from the coaching staff by playing with them and seeing how they conduct themselves. So I think he would if he could.
But on the flip side, he has got a young team, and you think to yourself, right, if someone said to me now, who's in 3 years' time, who could be, right up there challenging for the league, I'd be saying, Chelsea. They're such a young side. That team, if he keeps them together and grows as a team, while all the other teams, you look at the likes of Liverpool and, their key players, the Mo Salahs, the Virgil van Dijks, theirs is the here and now. They're not going to be around in 4 or 5 years, let's say, maybe. So Chelsea are going to be building that team with a real young basis of the squad. It could be very exciting for the years ahead. I agree with Joe in that, for the here and now, a couple of experienced players would be brilliant. But looking at the future, wow, it'd be exciting to be a Chelsea fan.
It's a culture change for the fans, Mo, because the fans for the last 20 years under the Abramovich era it was always about the here and now. It was always about, the manager would go if he wasn't first, second, or even third. You're gone. So the fans have been used to, right, we're going to go and try and buy the best number 9 in the world, the best holding midfielder. And now the fans are just trying to adjust to this, right? We've fallen away from it. Might take us a few years, and only time will tell whether it's the right thing. But these players were going in the right direction, for sure.
Let's have a look at how they turned around the second half then. West Ham upset about a challenge on Jarrod Bowen leading up to the equalising goal.
It's a definite foul, in my opinion. Watch this now. I mean, he just gets totally taken out. Totally taken out. There's no other way,
He wasn't even cute about it, in the sense that you could sort of pretend to step across him and go, oh, sorry, referee, but he just done it, and the ref made a bad decision. I think the ref's thinking now, please don't score, because, there's going to be a little bit of controversy. The ball comes in from Neto, second phase of play. It's a great finish by Pedro there, but yeah, it was. I agree with Mo. If you look at it here, he's thinking, I'm stopping the press, get off.
I'm not going anywhere near the ball.
The referee's in a good position, isn't it?
Good position.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. It's a bad decision. Look, in the back, push, momentum.
I mean, if the challenge in isolation isn't the worst challenge in the world, you could say, it's a little bit soft. But it's what he's trying to do. He's gone nowhere near the ball. He's actually spotted Bowen thinking, right, this could be an opportunity to take him out. And he's changed the angle of his run, and he's gone and taken him out. It's a definite foul. Now, of course, here we're looking at offside. Is there a little flick by a Chelsea player? It's hard to say yes, definitely. So benefit of the doubt with the strike. I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem with VAR not coming back to the foul.
Yeah, let's clear that up.
It's
in the next attacking phase of play, what they call the APP, and we understand that 7 different Chelsea players have touched the ball since that foul. So you're happy that we can't be going all the way back to instances like that?
Yeah, there was great expectation after a lot of spending, a lot of deals, that Chelsea would be up there fighting, and they are back in the top 4 tonight. Is it important, Gianfranco, that they have shown a little bit of resilience this evening? And they had to suffer, they've had to work the hard way and come from behind to win.
Yeah, that's the most important thing I take from this game. He hasn't been the best in terms of quality, in terms of football, but it was important to win. It was important to come back from the situation. They did, because West Ham, to be fair, they played a good game. They made it very, very difficult for them. Created a lot of density, which was not easy to find spaces. So I feel that it's a very, very important game.
Do you think this was a good performance from West Ham?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, listen, Chelsea, going away to Chelsea is a tough place, you know, for anyone to go. There's a huge rivalry between the two teams. You mentioned to Graham Potter before the game what he preferred. He wants both a performance and a result. They were very close to getting it. It was a decent performance. Listen, this isn't the best Chelsea team we've ever seen, and they're not in the best form as well right now. So I think in some ways, being 1-0 up at half-time, Chelsea, as I say, going through a little bit of a rough patch, I think they'll be disappointed that they haven't come away with something from the game, because, as I said, with 45 minutes to go, 1-0 up, yeah, they would have. I think they'd been confident they could have taken something.
Yeah, really good position they were at half-time after Jarrod Bowen, who was back in the side for the first time in 2025, got the goal.
Yeah, I just think when you talk about Graham Potter, you talk about playing from the back, but when you've got a real advantage, Souček against Cucurella, you have to use that. And that's what he does from the goal kick. You see everyone's pushed up, they're not trying to play from the back. He knows Souček's always going to win that header.
He knows everything there is to know about Cucurella.
Exactly, yes. And listen, you talk about being back. We were analysing West Ham before the game, saying they haven't got enough maybe men in the box, lacking shots, lacking finishes.
Love the way he just takes a little pause before that finish there, Jarrod Bowen, just to set himself before he hits the strike.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with him, actually, because there is a quality that not all the players they have. You know, he paused there, he checked where the goalkeeper he was, I think, and he was very cool in the finishing. That's what sometimes I said at the beginning, sometimes Jackson should have a little bit more of that. I think you'll make him much better.
Composure.
You know, the composure and to wait a second before you take a shot. And you know, it gives you that edge that allows you to score more goals.
Not the prettiest goals from Chelsea in the second half, but as we said, hugely valuable for what they're trying to achieve this season, and vital that they got themselves a foothold in the game with this equalising goal. Maybe there is cause for a foul in the build-up. We'll come back to that. 24 seconds after that incident is the actual ball in the back of the net.
What I said after the first half, that there was too much density in the middle, and Chelsea should have tried that more on wide areas to create something, because that's the way, you know. And that was exactly the case. Very unlucky in the first shot, but the second one, Neto was very good.
Quality on this cross, Jamie, from Neto there.
Fantastic. He has got real quality. And you know what, even at his time at Wolves, maybe through injuries, have we seen enough of it? But we got the finish there. But the big decision, when this great cross comes in,
is it a touch? And they have to be absolutely sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got to the right decision. You can't be sure. You see there's a little, probably a nick.
Recycled the ball around the back. They never lost the ball.
Well, I'm just a messenger. I'm not going to.
No, absolutely. I still think it's the same phase.
Okay.
However, I'm still happy that they did, because, you know, there was too many passes, as you say, and I'm fine with that. I just think it's a bad decision on the there and then. End of story. Nothing to do with VAR.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want to be going all the way back there, do you?
No, absolutely not. I agree with what Mo said. It's a bad decision by the referee, but you can't go. You could probably go back from every goal that's scored. Oh, that could have been a foul, and then it gets messy. And we see enough of VAR, don't we, stopping the game? So, yeah.
That's your view. Here is the West Ham United captain involved in it, Jarrod Bowen.
Got to ask you about their equalising goal. In commentary, there was a feeling that you may have been fouled in the build-up. VAR took the view it was too far back. Yeah. I take it you may have a different view.
No, listen, obviously we trust the VAR, and that's the technology is there for a reason. Obviously, it was a long way away, but at the time it was kind of, I was trying to avoid Levi, and I think he was trying to run towards me. But we didn't get the decision, and we had to react better than what we did. It was the goal got given. We thought it might have been offside, but obviously nothing got given. So it was 1-1. Then it was down to us to stay in the game better than what we did. And in the end, we conceded a second goal, and we had obviously a deflection, but. They were probing, and this is what this team's about. They really, the crowd are really good here when they get behind them, and it gave them a real lift. And I think we just had to do a little bit more after the first goal to stay in the game. But then, like I said, we had our chances at the end of the game where on another day Mo's shot doesn't get blocked, or it takes a deflection like their goal and goes in. Like little things like that just went against us today. But I think we've got 12 days now until the next game. So it's time to rest, recover, watch the game back, look what we've done well, look what we didn't do so well, and go to Brentford where we play at home, which is a real big game for us.
That's the West Ham point of view. We can go.
Potter's Stamford Bridge return ends in defeat. Graham Potter's long-awaited return to Chelsea didn't go as planned, as his West Ham side squandered a first-half lead in a 2-1 defeat. West Ham started strong, with Jarrod Bowen making an immediate impact in his first start since December. He capitalised on a misplaced back pass from Levi Colwill, coolly slotting home to give the Hammers a 1-0 lead just before half-time. Chelsea, sluggish and uninspiring in the first 45 minutes, lacked attacking urgency, prompting Sky Sports' Gary Neville to call their performance pathetic. But everything changed after the break. Maresca's game-changing substitutions. Recognising the need for a spark, Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca made 4 substitutions within the first 15 minutes of the second half, a bold move that completely shifted the momentum. Pedro Neto, one of the substitutes, made an instant impact, scoring from close range in the 64th minute after Enzo Fernández's blocked shot fell kindly into his path. West Ham had chances to retake the lead, with Mohamed Kudus hitting the post, but Chelsea's pressure continued to mount. The winner came in bizarre fashion. Cole Palmer's dangerous cross deflected off Aaron Wan-Bissaka, looping over Alphonse Areola and into the net. A stroke of luck, but a vital goal that secured all 3 points for Chelsea. Chelsea break into the top 4. This win propels Chelsea into 4th place, leapfrogging both Newcastle and Manchester City in the table. It's a huge moment for Maresca's side, who had been struggling for consistency. The impact of his substitutes, combined with Palmer's continued brilliance, shows that Chelsea are growing into a more resilient side. West Ham, on the other hand, remain in 15th place, 10 points above the relegation zone, but their struggles under Potter continue. What's next? Chelsea will look to maintain their momentum as they push for Champions League football, while West Ham need to regroup fast to avoid getting dragged into a relegation battle. Final thoughts. Did Chelsea deserve this win, or were they just lucky? And can Potter turn things around at West Ham? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SportLab for more football analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.